Well, we have a fun episode, guys. We've been planning this one for a while. Believe it or not, actually planned. So if it doesn't sound like it,
it's your fault.
Blame Chris. We're joined by our friends Kelly and Charlotte. Before we get into what we're going to do with them, which deals with cereal, that's all I'm going to say. And maybe there's a cereal draft. And maybe there's a thing called MOIF. You might have heard of it. My opinion is fact. We're going to muse a little bit about this thing called friendship. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Dave Chang Show, part of the Grrrrrreat Podcast Network, presented by Majordomo Media. Thanks, Yola Tango. Thank you, Yola Tango, as always. Hi, guys.
Hey.
I don't even know how this happened as a topic. We were just podcast meeting, and I just don't even know how we got there. I think it was because I went to a birthday party.
Yes.
The birthday person is somebody that my wife and I are both friends with. But my wife has way more friends in this group of friends than I do, right? And when I'm saying group of friends, there's no mix match of, at least when I group it in a text thread, there's no guys and girls in the same text thread. There usually is, if it's like 3 or 4, there might be one or the other, but usually it's like binary. It's either right? Do you feel that way?
No.
I'm going to be honest, pass. Yeah.
Are you in all women or all men?
I mean, there are all women text chains, but our favorite text chains are actually with all my high school guy friends. So it's me, Charlotte, and maybe 6 dudes.
So I have nothing else to say.
So you went to a party and people, he was describing this.
Yeah.
People, as they do at a party, come and speak to you.
What?
Strangers might come and talk to you.
Okay.
And maybe planting the seeds of a potential friendship.
Yeah. So let me just rephrase this. I clearly at this party of, say, 60 people, was the least sociable person there by far and away. I actually sat in the corner so no one could come behind me, and no one else was sitting down.
Checking the exits.
Yeah. Mainly because like my shoulder, and for whatever reason, when you wear this thing, people are just want to touch it somehow. And they don't believe it hurts. That's a whole nother story. But I was sitting there. One of my other friends that's sort of antisocial was like, I knew you'd be here.
Meaning, I knew you'd be in this
corner by yourself. Yeah. I checked all the other 3 corners, and you weren't there, and I knew this was the 4th
And I did my
one.
very best while I knew probably like 10 of the 60 people there. I was sort of like scared or annoyed by the fact that I might have to have interactions as a turning 48-year-old with a bunch of people that, no offense to them, like I don't fucking give a shit about. You know what I mean?
No offense to them.
No, I don't want to.
You can't.
You don't want to know them. You already know enough people.
Yeah.
This is a different topic. I need to digress for 1 second. You can't say no offense. Like when you say no offense, you say no offense, but I don't really like black coffee. No offense, but I have brown hair, kind of.
You know what I'm trying to say?
You can't say no offense, but I don't fucking care about you.
No offense, but I don't fuck with you.
What he's saying is it's like a young slang term. It's called NOAH, N-O-A-H.
That's exactly what I'm going to.
Fence,
Yeah.
F-E-N-C-E.
Thank
So
you.
it's like
Thank
no
you.
offense, but a lot of offense.
That's me and young person slang.
Yeah.
Mainly because I think if this is sort of like a majordomoing of friendship, and by the way, I did take a class in college called Friendship.
What'd you get in that class?
I see.
Yeah, there we go.
That checks out.
I really did. I had to talk to my wife afterwards because she's like, "Come on, dude, like just be sociable." And my whole thing was, I didn't want to get in conversation and get to know someone's name. I feel like once you get into a conversation with people that you don't really know, and you get to a point of getting to know that person's name, or you say, "Hey, what's your name? What you do?" That whole, ice-breaking thing. Then it's like, oh man, that turns into a
You were
different
looking
level
for
of
that
friendship.
like casual anonymous friendship,
Or no talking whatsoever.
Yeah, or silence.
even darker.
They
kind of
were
friendship,
really
no
trying.
talking
People were
friendship.
really trying hard to just like get to that level, and I just wouldn't let them. Wouldn't let them.
They'd be like, "Hey, what's your name?" You're like, "Anyway, what do you guys think about the
Before they would
origin?"
say
No
like,
offense.
"Hey, I'm like Chris," or "I'm John." I found a way to just weasel my way out of that.
What were you physically doing during this? So you're in the corner, you have your arm here. Were you on your phone? Were you scrolling your phone?
Sometimes just sitting down.
Just staring?
Sometimes raw dog at the party.
Yeah, raw dog at the party. Yeah, really.
Just avoiding eye contact every single.
Yeah, he's looking all around the party so as to never stop moving his eyes,
Yeah.
to lock eyes with
I
anybody.
do understand, though, that you do have to be in a certain mood to socialize and make friends. And that is really hard to get into if you're not in there.
Well, which is what I'm trying to say is, as I turn 50 years old, I'm not looking to make more friends.
That's fair.
That's all. Is that a terrible thing to say?
I don't think that's terrible. You know what your capacity is. You hit your capacity, and now you couldn't be a good friend if you made more friends.
At some point, right?
Enough is enough. And
Enough
Ying, you
is
don't
enough.
agree? Why are you laughing?
No, I agree. I agree that to extend the analogy earlier, I was like, oh, people want to plant the seeds of friendship. We're a food podcast. Do you guys know that? What? So in farming, you have to let the field lay fallow for a period so it can regain its nutrients and then it can be
What is
productive
fallow?
again. You don't plant anything there.
Got it.
So I think the fallow period for friendship is between the ages of 40 and 60 is a fallow period. There's no new seeds coming in, no new friends. But then when you hit 60, 65, 70, and you're retiring, and now your friends are starting to break the dust a little
It's like
bit.
the Tommy Bahama
it's
age.
Yeah,
like-
you start
then you
getting
gotta
really
get-
into
Yeah.
trans,
Then-
and all of a sudden,
Yeah,
you
you're hanging out with other
train
people that are still
friends.
alive. It's a victory. Every day's alive. Like, you're alive too. Let's fucking hang out.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh shit, I'm losing him over here. I got to get some new
then you
ones
start
this
making
way.
friends over things that aren't actually things that you have in common.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like your parents are like a little bit up there, and they could just like make friends with someone over having the same spoon as like at breakfast. Like, are you using the small spoon? We're
My
also
best
using.
friend because we had the same spoon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go over two bits of this. One is where I'm going to talk about what I think is these buckets of age ranges where you make friends. And then next, I think in 2025, you sort of categorize your friends by your text threads, right? And the number of friends and your roles within that group of friends, right?
Yeah. Well, so can I ask this? So I think that you and I are in this fallow period of friendship, no new friends. You guys are still in your active friend period, I believe.
Make as many friends as possible.
Yeah.
I feel like that. You guys are very sociable.
Yes.
We're sociable, but we're not social. If that makes, we are a little bit old in that.
Let me
way.
ask you this, and maybe the answer is different for each of you. How many friends are you adding, do you think, per year on average?
What constitutes
what
a
kind
friend?
of friend?
Are
We're
we
going to get
talking
into
like
that next, but I mean, somebody you would say, that's my friend. Like, not like sit there and think about, I've got to count my friends, but if I said, hey, how do you know so-and-so? Oh, that's my friend.
Oh, I'm trying to make at least 10 to 15, maybe more.
Per
Yeah, I
year?
would say 5 to 10.
Well, I'm saying if it's like a hangout for like a person who I can just text at any time to hang out, I'm
Yes.
making 3 of those
Okay.
maybe a year. That's a hard.
But people who are new to your phone and who you will text in a group. 10
Yeah,
to
Text
15?
in a group.
I would say 10 to 15. We meet
Yeah.
people pretty
Whoa.
fast. We're also gay, and the lesbian community is very pervasive.
We can't talk about that here.
Very pervasive.
They're kind of everywhere, and then once you like meet one, it's like
Such an aggressive way to characterize your own community. We are pervasive.
yeah, like a little bit
But-
like Ivy. Kind of.
It's
So you think
yeah.
that lesbians are more likely to make more friends, out you're saying?
Well,
Or just like other lesbians. I feel like, or like if you like when I meet another gay person, you have that just immediate like, oh, there's something that we have in common, and I think that makes it way easier.
and everyone knows everyone. So it's
Yes.
just, you just keep growing the same vine.
Okay.
But that wasn't the question you asked.
I
Was
feel
it?
like I feel like that is sort of the same with my male friends that are gay. Is like their friendship groups are lots of overlap,
Yes.
and it's just it just feels like it multiplies,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. But I will say we seem social, but Charlotte is much better at being social than I. I definitely have a limit that I reach. I feel like you guys.
Well,
are
you
at
said,
that
I think you put it in numbers, like 10 to 15 over here.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 to 10 for you. That is
It's
a lot of people.
It's a lot.
But I'm not hanging out with that 10 to
No,
15.
so
but I'm texting him. I can text him.
I want to get to a definition of friendship, which I have, and I don't think it's controversial. But before, it's like I just go through the age range. I think from 0 to like 22, 20, 0 to 22. You know, like
The classic age.
Famous
0 to 30. Let's just say 0 to 30. Before like your
0 to
friend,
30.
your friend, the age range is like it changes because it's the moment when somebody in your group has a child. That's when everything changes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
So whatever that age might be, right? Because when you're younger, all you want to do is make as many friends as possible. It's like this is all amazing, right? So it's usually it's usually your high school, your college friends.
Mm-hmm.
You don't try to make more, but you do. You wind up making friends with your other friends from high school that went to another college, and now you live in the same city, and it just becomes
You're
this
just a
bigger group.
snowball rolling through the world, picking up
Exactly.
friends, being size, a little katamari.
Then it's the next group is your office work friends.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that merges in with your college, high school, but usually it's a separate thing altogether.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be next to your kids. And then it goes on and on where like now I have to meet like my kids' parents' friends and I have no choice, but I'm trying not. I'm trying not to.
I wish I did.
Yeah. But you're sort of isolated in these moments.
Right.
And I think that the reason I bring up the high school, the reason I bring up my kids' parents' friend, like that I'm going to have to become sort of acquaintances, because I'm not going to say friends. I'm not saying that it won't be possible that I won't be friends with them, but this is why. I feel like there's a distinct definition for friendship to me. A friend is somebody that you immediately become a friend when you can make fun of them and fun of each other.
I think that's, I hear that.
Yeah.
Because if you can't, then you're not really friends. You're just sort of acquaintances, right?
I think that's fair.
Yeah, then you just know each other.
Well, it's a test, right? It's a literal test of will our nascent friendship survive a little poke? And if it won't survive like a poke, then
and
like,
that's no surprise why I got a C- in friendship, because that's how I define friendship.
Yeah.
he pokes right away.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing moment when you can make fun of somebody and know, like, maybe I hurt their feelings,
Well,
But we're friends.
but we're friends.
So let me ask you guys this then, to test this definition. Are there people in your lives that you would consider I'm not talking about just like casual, I can text them, I've just met them, not the 10 to 15. People you would consider friends, like actual friends, who you would not ever tease or make fun of in life.
No, but I'm a nightmare to be friends with.
Yeah, Kelly will make fun of anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly have friends that I would consider friends who, yes, we can tease them, whatever, but I'm like, it's not worth it.
Is it also,
not worth
for
it.
me, this sounds bad, but I feel like if someone is boring as a person and they are your friend, I'm less likely to make fun of. Like, I feel like boring people, maybe that's not their litmus test.
I want to push a little on this, though. Yes, I have friends who, like, the sole purpose of talking to them is just, like, giving shit, taking shit. Like, that is the basis, like, of everything. Are those friends in, like, let's be the sort of hippie definition. Would you count on those friends? Would you call them in an emergency?
The reason I want to bring this up is in a kitchen, the best kitchens are the ones that are the most funny, that are ripping another person up. And like you're laughing and you're doing something serious. I think if you can have the ability, even with like a relationship with your couple, I know I'm in a good place with my wife when we're like making fun of each other.
Mm-hmm.
When you can make fun of each other and not like try to intentionally hurt someone's feelings, which is okay sometimes with your real friends. I'm just saying, like, that is a good place to be because those other things you're talking about happen, right?
Yeah.
And I think within that friend group, which is usually a big text thread for me at least, and you have different buckets of those friends, everyone has assigned roles.
Mm-hmm.
You know why I think that this is maybe true? Why those friendships where you can freely sort of hurt people's feelings, or I mean, that's a bad way of putting it, but like free, like tease people, give people stick, is because you're constantly you're constantly vulnerable with this person in that way. Like you're constantly on. I'm picking at your insecurities. I'm needling you in things that like I know are really personal. And in that way, when it comes to the big moment where I have to be like, hey, I need to talk to you about something important. Like this is serious. It's not the first time in our lives that I've ever like opened up to you.
Right.
I've ever been, vulnerable in this way.
Which
so
is
like,
why I want to be surrounded with like what I characterize the worst best friends, right? They're never there for the insignificant things, the birthdays, I hear you're sick.
Insignificant.
Insignificant things, the divorces, the deaths in the family.
Stuff like that. But when you're in need of something like important, they're there immediately.
When you say the unimportant things, you mean the sort of run-of-the-mill, like everyone can be there for your birthday, but the unexpected big deals.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't want my friends there for like those things that are whatever to me. But I surround myself with people that are worst best friends. In the same sense, the second sort of category for me, and I want to know if it's the same for you, is I don't have to talk to them for years at a time sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we get together, it's like nothing's changed. Everything is exactly the way it's always been. And when I talk to my wife, she's like, what? Just call them. I'm like, no, I'm not going to call them. Why do I need to call them? We just saw each other. We're good.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel
That's
that
a
way?
whole other category of friends. Some would say those are the best kind of friends to have.
I think that's also a male-female thing, though, because I feel like women just also talk to their friends
I mean,
a whole lot
But
more.
we've brought this up. I have some friends I don't see for years.
Yeah.
And then you just catch up one day and nothing has ever changed and it's beautiful. And then you don't have to do the day-to-day, daily
The
upkeep.
nonsense.
Yeah.
That's why
Are
we
you
play
as
video
close a
games,
friend?
though.
What?
That's why we've started playing Call of Duty recently.
Yes, you
Which has
have.
been a really big thing for us. But I have friends like from Utah, and the way that I communicate with them is just through video games. Like we'll hop on and we'll just talk in our little headsets, and we won't text for like months at a time. Like Andrew,
Yeah, it's something similar.
That's like
Yeah.
probably my version of that.
When
I
you
think.
are playing Call of Duty, I have to know more about this. When you're playing Call of Duty and you're like camped out trying to kill your friend, headshot your friend, and you're talking to them, are you talking about the game or are you like catching up as you are blowing each other up?
Both.
It's mostly just saying, fuck.
Yeah, you're mostly just like on my left.
But I do want to ask you about
I'm getting divorced on my left. On my left.
your group chats. How many group chats? Because group chats are kind of a big issue in my mind. There's so many group chats. Too many group chats. How many are you in actively?
Like 3.
Just 3?
But three
Yeah,
like
3.
very big important ones.
Yeah, like there's one. So at college, I have like cooking, but the ones that I'm really on are like, it's just nonstop making fun of each other, right? And it's sending inappropriate messages and pictures and things that you're like, if it ever got out there, it's weird, right?
Yeah,
But within
100%.
that circle of trust, it's fine. Which is why I think I was like coming up with some parameters. I feel like even though I want the worst best friends, none of it really works unless you have that one friend that is like the glue guy or glue girl, right? Where
The
like
energy.
the energy person,
Yeah.
but the person that's like actively trying to like do shit.
Yes.
Or they're the person that makes calls on people. And like, that's good. You need one person to sort of like keep in touch, but it can't be everybody.
No. You need one person to keep the group chat moving.
Yes.
One mom friend who wants to make the plans to hang out outside of the group chat.
Somebody that everyone trusts.
Who you're
Yes.
like, who you roll your eyes at when you're just like, oh my God, we have to do plans. But if then you think, if this person is not doing it, it will never
No,
happen.
we're
Yes.
never seeing each other.
Or they get a message like, I'm always surprised sometimes when in these different groups of friend groups, there's always one person that actually goes out of the way and calls people. I'm like, oh my God, why are you calling me? I have to answer. And I was like, I know you're checking up on me, like things like that. It's a loving thing to do. The other thing I've realized is you need someone that's in your group when you do get together or like things happen, the person that's the Larry David social assassin person in your group. Like, you're dating somebody that everyone hates. We have to have an intervention.
Let's talk about it.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
This is, you agree that this isn't in a friend group, there is a person whose sort of unspoken job is to be like,
Oh, the instigator.
deliver. Oh, it's an instigator.
I mean, it's bring up the hard stuff or, just like you got to keep some tension within the group because you need to have some conflict in order to stay together as a group.
So as we're starting to defining these roles,
Yeah.
do you feel that every group requires needs one of each of these things? Needs a
People can hold multiple roles if they need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only thing you really need is that, like for me at least, the one that you always need is that glue guy or like I call it the mom friend because it's like the friend who's calling, who's making the plans. You need the down for anything, like let's go do this thing. I'm going to call you 15 times. Because if you don't have that, you're just not going to have a friend group.
Right.
And then
Instigator, you can
the
pick or
decision
choose.
maker.
Yeah.
Or I just think the asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's usually
too.
me.
Well, here's a question: are you all aware of your role in each of these friend groups? And do you play a different role in different groups?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to code switch depending on your.
You have
friends.
to code switch on the different
Because
groups.
there's some people that might be a better glue guy, or somebody that, because everybody needs that funny person.
Mhm.
There's some people that are like way fucking funnier. So you know,
you got to back off.
but I think,
You're like a lion who's just like, no, I'm not the alpha lion anymore.
but I feel most people are just the average Joe, master of nothing, you know,
sure.
in that group. Like they're just there.
Mm-hmm.
They're there for support. They try not to, and that's, you know, the worst best friend. They're not there to do anything.
And that's why
And
we
that's
all
what
get
you want.
seasoned
Yeah.
friendship.
Yeah.
But are you the average Joe in certain groups?
In my college group, I don't respond to a goddamn text.
No. So this is okay. No.
Is it muted? on your phone?
It probably is
Yeah, I
too.
was
Yeah.
gonna
I think
say
it's
from
different.
muted.
I think the average Joe is not necessarily the one who is unresponsive. Like there is like the dead weight friend. Like I'm the dead weight friend in a few groups where it's just like, I know for a fact you all have another group that's just, I'm the only one that's not in it because like I don't respond. I don't participate
Yeah,
in
but
this
that's
group.
really that's
different than
the
average
person
Joe.
where, man, like you're grandfathered in, but everyone else has moved on. And yes, there is another group chat that you're
But yeah, like the grandfathered in friend, right?
Yeah.
There's those ones who are just like, oh, they're in here, but they're just kind of got a lifetime membership.
Yeah,
Like,
they're there.
not part of this thing. So in a given group chat, like what do you think the average size of your friend group chats are?
Oh man.
Like 6.
Yeah, I would
6
say
or higher, I would
6
say.
to 8.
Okay. So in a group of 6 to 8, I feel like the conversation is dominated by 2 or 3 people who are just like going constantly. Then there are the average Joe is
or Jane.
Yeah. Thank you.
or Joanne, excuse me, is like every 6th message somebody will chime in. And that's probably the other 3 to 4 people.
Mhm.
And then there's one who's just like every 9 months will just like, hello, I'm here, I'm alive.
Yeah. Yes, you guys.
That's it. Love you guys.
I think
Well-
that's accurate.
Yeah.
Well, if you're wondering, what does this have to do with cereal? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever.
Tony the Tiger is the instigator friend.
Tiger is
we're
the instigator friend for sure.
It was just more of a, like, I had to like get it off my chest because I think there's more people out there that don't want to be friends with anybody.
Mhm.
And it's okay.
What would the roles in this little four person friend group be then?
Funny
Mm-hmm.
person.
Kelly's,
No way.
who's our mom? Kelly, you're gonna be the one. I think we should start this. I think we should start this group chat and see what
I
see
will
what,
mute it.
what happens.
You two can talk. Dave and I will be
It kind
not
of would just be you
responding.
I
setting
think,
names,
we
I
would just
think.
be like, you guys think this is funny, right? This is super funny. All right, fine.
Let's take a break. We're going to get into the cereal draft. All right, guys, we are back. No more friends. This is
Ever
serious.
again.
Still with our friends here.
We're going to talk about cereal and a cereal draft. And I believe that, at least in America, at least, because Europe, they eat some funny shit. Especially England. Jesus Christ, come on, get it together.
Like the little pillow of hard wheat is a terrible way to start your
Weetabix.
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 Horrible.
Yeah, they're awful.
So bad.
Never seen it.
It's so
It's
bad.
awful.
You don't want to.
Yeah. Just looking at it, I get cotton mouth.
Yeah. It's like
But I think that if you really try to break it down, cereal is one of the very few things that can tell you a lot about who you are and where you're at in your life. And you added the fact that you can choose your sort of milk, which is another way of doubling down who you are and where you're at in your life. And I can't think of any other food that is a representation of that, right?
Yeah, it's a not everybody eats cereal every morning, but like it is something we have all done. No other category, when you think about it, has like it's something that everybody does, but has so much variability to it. right? Like everybody can have a milk and cereal in the morning, but it can be completely different, right?
That's
the milk can
true.
be different, the cereal can be different, and it is like there's very few things that can sort of give you a read on personality like that.
Yeah, it's a great vehicle to get insight into individuals.
I'm excited.
Give an example of a psychological profile.
So let's just say I'm at this birthday party and I meet this 49-year-old person that comes up to me, even though my back is to the corner. It's clear that I don't want to talk to this person. And they come up to me and they're like, "Hey, have you tried this protein high, low carb cereal before?" And immediately I'm like,
Serial killer.
this person is a
Serial
macro
killer.
person. They probably do CrossFit.
Yeah.
And, it's really good with rice milk. I'm like, get the fuck out of my life.
Yeah, that's
right now. You know what I mean? There's no way.
Okay, I understand it
Okay.
better now.
This makes sense.
Okay.
But if this other person, if this other person is on the corner, and let's just say instead of eating like birthday cake, we're eating cereal, just hypothetically, this grown ass woman or man, doesn't matter, they're eating like, they have a big spoon, big bowl, and they're eating like Captain Crunch berries. I think that's okay. I think that, yeah, that's
Okay.
like interesting.
Oh, okay or not, but like, what do you think about this person? They're like,
Maybe they live at
child's
home with their
spirit.
parents.
They're whimsical.
They're whimsical.
Yeah.
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 I don't know, but
I'm
like,
that person eating it when I'm having, the Star Wars spoons where there was a lightsaber on the edge. That's me. I mean,
or like,
with the lightsaber.
if somebody that
spoon.
chooses to eat grape nuts, if I see that, I'm in a breakfast meeting and like this person's eating grape nuts, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Something wrong with you.
Something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Right? If somebody gets Fruit Loops, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And they pour skim milk on it, I'm like, no, that's not cool.
Yeah. I agree.
That's what I'm trying to tell
lot
you.
of
You can
pitfalls.
truly judge a book by its cover with cereal and milk.
I love how much you judge people because I just feel the same way all
What?
the time.
This bullshit that like people don't judge. Like,
No,
what's the point?
It's you always have
What's
to judge
the point?
people.
Why do you people watch so you can judge?
What's an unjudgeable cereal though? Like, what's like okay, that's a very cool, like, if there was a person, they were eating this cereal, you're like, I just respect that. I respect your game.
Maybe just eating oatmeal. Not
That's a
eating,
respect you
not
give.
eating-
But again, that tells you
What?
so much.
Oatmeal.
When you, that's
Well, you're
considered a hot
normal.
cereal. Like when you sit down and you're like, man, I really want to get that breakfast burrito, and then like that business person you're meeting and they order that oatmeal, you're like, fuck.
Well, that's a now we're getting into like power dynamics. It's just like, oh God, I look like an idiot. Why did I order a breakfast?
But
burrito?
oatmeal takes it. Like if
pancakes.
somebody orders oatmeal, it is a statement of I'm serious about shit.
Yeah.
No, okay.
All right.
I want to. Okay,
Even
let's
more
see this
serious,
real quick.
somebody was like, could I get muesli? We're like, whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
No, I think the most powerful move is like, okay, you're at a meeting and your boss is there, and they're like, just an oatmeal, please. And then it's like minion 1, 2, 3, and 4 follow suit with oatmeal, and then you go, I want a tall stack of pancakes, 3
Yeah.
eggs over easy, bacon, sausage, hash browns. Like that to me is a whole different play you can make, and a side of tricks. Like, then you're just like, you can't.
So
you
that's
can't
why
catch
I
me.
think it's. Listen, people talk about cereal all the time. There's been plenty of drafts, but I don't think it's ever been in this prism of judging.
Yeah. We'll
can't
judge.
wait to be
we'll
judged.
judge the heck
is
out of
gonna
you
be
guys.
great.
This is all about judging people.
Okay,
And that's
can't
why we
wait.
really wanted to have you guys, because you guys are expert judgers of people in the most superficial ways.
Yeah, exactly.
So we haven't done a draft for a little while, but we've set one up here. We're going to do a snake draft. So meaning it'll go 1 through 4 and then 4 to 1. So everyone has a fair shake at this. We're picking 5 players for our cereal team. A kids cereal, which is, in the broadest sense, the predominant flavor is sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It has to have a colorful box. We can sort of go on a case by case whether something qualifies as a kid cereal. The second category is adult cereals, not like NC-17 cereals, but like this category is broad.
Yeah, well,
right?
the first note isn't sugar.
The first note isn't sugar, but this can range from everything that is like lightly sweet to Weetabix, healthy,
Macro low carb.
based, that kind of thing. Anything in that category.
There's no cartoon.
There's no cartoon on the cover.
Got it.
And then we're going to choose, you're going to have a chance to choose a free agent, a wild card, can come from either category. Then we're going to select the cereal mascot for your team. And finally, we're going to talk about the best milk to accompany cereal. But I think we need to get straight into it by finding out who's going to choose first. We brought back the old digital wheel here. So young David's going to give this a spin. We're going to find out who's choosing first. It just edged over to Charlotte. Okay,
this is
Charlotte's one. Choosing second, Dave Chang. How do you feel about going second, Dave?
Whatever.
No, I want to be 4.
Kelly's going to choose third, and I will be the caboose here.
You can trade. You want to trade?
I hate being fourth because I
do it
have
twice
to
in a
do
row.
Oh, I'd
twice
love
in
a double
row.
pick. Do you want to trade?
You want to trade?
Okay, yeah.
All right, I will trade. I will let Kelly have the fourth, the snake of it all.
Okay.
Now, just to be clear, you don't have to pick in this order. Like you can pick from whichever category you want, whoever you think's going to come off the big board first. But let's get into it here.
This is perfect. Okay, so my number one pick,
I know what it's going to
you
be.
do know what it's going to be, regardless of category, was always going to be this. And it's going to be Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs are the best cereal, I think, of all time. I think it falls in kids because it's chocolate. Like it's candy for breakfast. But
Reese's
they don't have a
Puffs
cartoon.
Is definitely a kid's.
It's
It's a kid's cereal, but there is no cartoon on it. I'm just saying they don't have
it's
a
a
mascot.
kid's cereal.
It is a cereal
made
that
by
is
Reese?
made out of candy. It is a kid's
It's
cereal.
a cereal that is inspired by candy.
It's very good.
it's my
it's
favorite
so
cereal. So that's
good.
mine. That's going to be my number one. And
I
Kelly knew
ate
that.
a Cause box, the artist. Remember that?
Yeah, you ate that.
I ate it. What are you doing? That's art. I was like, fuck, no one told me.
It's so good.
There was like a Cause Reese's collab, and like I think it was in a plastic, like a plexiglass container. Because like, hold on to this thing, and then he's just like,
Because it's delicious. Reese's, even though it wouldn't be my choice, it's very good. It's very good because the milk is delicious. The cereal
Yeah.
milk
Oh,
afterwards
the
is
Reese's
Yeah,
All
you
right.
get this like second beautiful gift when you're having Reese's Puffs, which is just chocolate peanut butter milk.
yeah,
It's insane.
it's a kid's cereal.
I'm saying there's no cartoon on it, and it has a
Okay.
cool wrap.
Well, the second pick in the 2025 cereal draft.
I think this is like real miss by you. I'm sorry.
Please.
Because the milk is a real problem here for you guys. So I'm going clearly the only truly, as far as I know, and I'm always open to any alternative that might be better than it, is whole milk.
Whoa.
Me.
Yeah.
Whole
I don't
milk,
like whole milk.
whole milk for my cereal.
You know, interesting you took that your first round, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to
I mean, it's interesting because
We're going to
I
take
feel
2%?
no, I feel the same way as you. I think you guys have different choices for milk. I'm assuming
I
here.
do.
But I didn't think of that strategy, but like at this point for me now, like draft strategy, I'm not going to pick milk until the end. Now, who cares? I'm just going to be stuck with whatever stupid milk is left,
Rice
just
milk.
like llama milk or whatever
Soy
is
milk.
left for me. My pick, I was thinking similarly that I've got to go for a category that's going to be tougher. I think kids cereal, there's enough to play with, enough choices. But when it comes to adult cereal, I was like a little bit nervous about what was out there. So I'm going to use my first draft pick on an adult cereal, and I'm going to take Honey Bunches of Oats for my adult cereal.
That's so sweet, though, dude.
That is, you mean like it's nice?
No.
I know, I was like, wait, that's so nice.
No,
But
Honey
isn't
Bunch
it
of
though?
Oats is
But
pretty
parents
sweet.
eat that.
The reason why
Parents
Kids
eat
don't
Honey
like
the
their
Bunches
reason
of
parents
you
eat
Oats.
it.
chose Honey Bunch of Oats is because it's sweet.
It's not because honey is the first word.
But oats is the last word.
And bunches.
Bunches. Kids don't
Bunches
like
goes to
bunches.
adult.
That is nonsense.
Bunches is an
Wait,
adult amount
you're saying
of
it
things.
doesn't count as an adult cereal?
I mean, if you were truly an adult, you would know what that meant. Come on.
Can you
I'm
bring
looking
up a
at-
picture of the
that's what
Honey
I'm saying, I'm
Bunches of
looking at the
Oats
title.
box for me really quick
No,
here?
but listen, it is as sweet as Frosted Flakes.
Oh man, they've made it look a lot more childlike.
I think it's an adult cereal.
That's an adult
That is
cereal.
not. The
All right.
first thing is a jar of honey, dude.
Honey is a very mature
Honey is a
adult
bit
You have
mature.
it
I
in
might agree with you on that
honey,
one.
you know.
Fine, I'm just
yeah.
saying, fine.
It's
if
not
you want to give it
sugar
to him, if
bunches
you want
of
to give it
oats.
to him.
It's
If
not.
you want to choose that as your first round pick, go ahead.
I'm taking
This
Honey
is
Bunches
great.
of
That's
Oats.
fair.
Okay, mine is easy. My first round pick is going to be under kids cereal because I know what kids cereal means, and it is going to be CTC, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's a strong one.
good one.
And
Very
my
strong.
strategy is just going against Charlotte because I know what all of her answers will be. So I'm just trying to.
Her getting the fourth pick actually is a huge issue for me.
My only thing with CTC, I think that of the children's kids cereals, I think it doesn't hold up in milk as well as the other ones.
Oh, girl, no.
I think it gets
Also,
like weirdly.
this is a good conversation to have. Do you do milk first or cereal first?
Who does milk first?
Cereal first.
Cereal first.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I do milk first because then you can. The way you're looking at me, Chris, it's just not okay.
It's wild.
But here's my reasoning. I'm a huge texture person and I don't want things to be soggy. So you do milk first. You pour in the cereal that you can eat.
She pours in some cereal, not the full serving that she's going to get.
Oh,
yeah.
I
So
see.
you do milk first and then a little cereal. You eat that.
So you're eating like a
Refill.
French dip.
It's a
basically.
labor-intensive
Kelly,
process.
I knew I was going to be ridiculed
No,
for
you're not
this.
being ridiculed. I just want to give you an alternative to your dilemma.
Yeah.
Just bigger spoon and eat fast.
Eat faster. Yeah.
Just be
Yeah.
better.
Or how about this? just eat a second bowl. Just a little bit and then a little bit more. What's your next pick?
Yeah.
My next pick. This is an important one for me. It is best cereal mascot. And I don't think any of you guys are going to know who this is. Do you guys remember Honeycomb cereal?
Yeah.
Do you remember the guy named Crazy Craving?
What?
He's like this little rat man. He's a little rat thief. Look him up, please, for me.
I didn't even know honeycomb.
Crazy Craving Rock.
Yes, and his tagline is just "Me want honeycomb," and I feel
Okay, wait, that was an excellent pick. You know what? That was an excellent pick.
He looks like a dust mite that came to life. This motherfucker.
a dust mite got a wish to become a real boy, and it became Honeycomb Crazy Craving.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with him, and he has a little earring of a honeycomb on him. He's crazy.
Is he
Crazy Craving.
a person in a? He's a person in a suit.
You know what? I don't really want to know the answer.
And
to
I'm
that.
sorry. He also has a honeycomb earring.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Whoever came up with this in the marketing, how did they not take acid?
This
No,
is like-
I mean,
this is
this is
crazy shit.
Me want honeycomb is amazing branding.
I mean, maybe that's his official line, me want honeycomb, but it does just look like me want mercy kill. Just like fucking end my life, this experiment.
All right, you're
would
up, sir.
I'm up. Okay. I'm going to go for my kids cereal, I think. I'm going to go with my boy, Tony.
That's a good pick.
I'm going to take Frosted Flakes.
That's a great
Yeah,
pick.
it's a good one.
Good all arounder.
You know,
Classic.
that's my pick. Back to you, Dave.
I don't know how you're going to eat that cereal with no milk.
It's going to be Velveeta
Just
cheese.
water.
That's all you
Yeah.
left for me.
Because while whole milk is clearly the goat of milks for cereal,
I'm going to go half and half. Diluted with a little water.
I will say
Half and
whether
water.
this is controversial or not, I think it's a bigger issue about milk because I have a lot to say about it, right? Even if you think you're an open-minded person, you might be surprised at how closed-minded you are about cereal and milk. Because I have found that almost all types of oat milk are good with certain types of cereal. So my wild card will be oat milk.
You're taking another milk off the table.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
He's got a milk monopoly.
This
No.
guy is crazy. This guy is crazy.
Oh my God,
He's building an all
milk
smalls,
baron.
an all smalls lineup over here. Just like, what are you? What?
You got to play with
Oh
the
my
board
God.
gets you. Drop the best player available.
He's starting John Collins at the 5. Oh,
You're just CP3 at the All-Star game, just throwing the ball instead of shooting it.
Yeah, you're
What are you going to eat your cereal with, guys? What are you going to eat it with? Kool-Aid? Come
he's
on.
moneyballing the milk.
No, he's not even. He's just being a weird monopolist. He's just trying to take everything
He had
from
so
us.
much pleasure when he said it too.
It's awful, dude. He's just pinching off the milk supply.
So do I
Sorry,
get
you got two
two?
picks.
Yeah.
You got two picks.
So I'm going to go for my best cereal mascot. And I'm just going to take Tony the Tiger. I'm just going to, they're great.
Sexy.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, you
Yeah.
handcuffed
I
him.
know.
Is a great, because you said
got,
Tony.
you got my handcuff.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Tony the Tiger as your mascot, and then you
Oh,
said
no.
Frosted Flakes, and I got scared. Okay, so Tony the Tiger, clear. He's my starter. He's my all-star. And then I'm going to go into adult cereal. No, I'm going to go best milk for cereal, and I'm going to go 1%. And I know you guys aren't going to agree. I grew up on skim milk.
1%?
I grew up on skim milk with cereal. So 1% is a treat.
Fight over
You
that
just
stuff,
let-
guys. Good
1%
luck.
is a treat.
It's like, that's so...
You used a not your last pick on milk, and it was 1%.
I love 1%. I am who I am. Oh, it's so good.
Look,
It's a little
2%
watery,
was all
and
the
when
bar.
it's kind of cold,
We have been together 5 years,
You know I'm a
Charlotte.
1%
You have
gal.
never drank one. You've never purchased 1% for our house.
yeah, because I'm trying to be healthy, but then I drink like
Okay,
almond
we'll
milk.
discuss this later.
Wow.
I'm so
Divorce. All right.
I'm up again.
Yeah.
No, it's you again. Yeah.
His cereal mascot is milk.
Yeah. It's the silk mascot.
Adult cereal here. This is very difficult. But I will tell you what is an adult cereal because it allows me to make something that is not really just confined to actually being in a bowl of cereal. And that's just plain Chex. Plain Chex.
Yes.
Because I can turn that into Chex Mix.
You know what I'm thinking about right now that is amazing to me is this will inevitably end up on social media without any of the context that Dave is trying to provide. And so far, if you look at just like a glance at his team right here, people are just gonna be like, "So your list is plain Chex, oat
For
milk,
adult
and
cereal,
whole
what
milk."
am I going to choose? Grape nuts? That's crazy. Fine, fuck it.
No.
I don't give a shit.
No,
I'm not afraid.
it's perfect.
The call's
Chex
been
is
made.
perfect.
It's
Chex is
done.
great.
Okay.
I'm gonna go use my third pick now on. Oh man, this is tough. This is tough because I do feel like the milk monopoly is a problem. The milk monopoly is a problem, and I might need to just shore things up here.
2%.
I think I need to take what's left. I'm giving very serious thought to half and half diluted with water. I'm giving very serious thought to this over here. No, I mean it's a panic move. I'm going to take 2%. It's what's left. I'm taking 2% off the board.
It's like drafting
It's unfortunate.
Jackson Dart in this year's draft.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but
Okay.
you got 2 again.
My adult cereal is actually very similar to yours, Dave, where it is used to make something else, but I will still eat it as a cereal if I must, and that is Crispix. Crispix is the best cereal possible.
Is that Midwestern stuff?
Have you
What's
not seen
Crispix? Is that like Rice Krispies?
It's basically Chex, but this is why. Let me tell you. Crispix is the absolute best cereal to make puppy chow with.
I do like
If you're
a puppy
familiar with
chow.
puppy chow,
Yeah,
if you look at the surface
Muddy
area
Buddies.
of a Crispix, there's no better surface area to put chocolate and peanut butter and powdered sugar into the folds of.
Anyone all of a sudden lose their appetite?
Can I ask you this?
Oh, look at that.
Has
That is.
Kelly ever made puppy chow that she
No.
speaks of?
But I eat Crispix. I eat Crispix.
You did eat Crispix
When I
when
had
you
the
had
flu.
a tummy ache.
Yeah.
You're right.
You ate it when you had a tummy ache, but
Yeah.
you're trying to sell it like you make this puppy chow. Oh, come
I
on,
made puppy
dude.
chow when I was like a kid.
You have one more? You have one more.
Yeah, okay.
Redeem yourself.
Well, I'm not choosing milk because you guys suck.
So you're not choosing, you're just not going to go.
My free agent is what?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
My free agent is going to be the frosted half of Frosted Mini Wheats.
Oh, you're a terrorist.
No.
That's
no.
a terrible pick.
No.
What?
You can choose frosted mini wheats, but you take the good with the bad. The fact
I mean,
that they
I see
don't
right there
frost-
it says the frosted half of Frosted Mini Wheats.
No.
It's kind of canon at this point.
He's basically just taking.
I'm like a
dictation.
court reporter.
Yeah,
I
you
just have
can't-
to read it back for the record.
I'm sorry, David.
until-
Strike that from the record. It is just frosted mini wheats.
Okay.
I'll give you a
Okay.
chance. I'll give you a chance.
Can I have an asterisk if I say one more thing? The high fiber cereal from Trader Joe's when you need to get the job done. Can you add the one you need to get the job done?
That's gonna be the pick. The high
High
fiber
fiber
Trader
Trader
Joe's cereal for when you need to get the job
Yes.
done. Okay.
I can't believe that.
I'm gonna go and take my cereal mascot. I think, and this is a dilemma because I've got 2 that I want.
Well, I mean, you are literally like naked from the waist down
Well,
without Tony the Tiger as your mascot. Your whole draft is ruined.
Your identity is
You
gone.
should go home.
No, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna take the.
Antonio Tigre. The Italian version.
His name is the Cookie Crook, and he is the little burglar who would steal Cookie Crisp and be chased by a police officer all around
Terrible
town.
cereal, though. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Cookie Crisp?
Cookie
I love
Crisp
Cookie
is
Crisp.
not
Not good.
it.
This is my guy. This is my guy. He's got a jaunty little cookie beret, and he's out there stealing
A
cookies.
little knapsack of cookies.
Yeah, he's got a little knapsack of cookies.
Yeah, it's a terrible
Yeah, I
cereal.
don't like this, but okay.
The cookie crook is my guy.
You know what you can do with actual cookies? You get like Chips Ahoy and put like
Crush them in the milk.
Yeah.
I got it.
I don't need.
I didn't pick
I
the
need some.
cereal. I took the only criminal cereal mascot. That's who I took.
Lame.
What do you got? Checks and 2 milks over here.
Yeah.
True, actually.
Yeah. I could have chosen that Ezekiel sprouted
yeah.
Oh my god.
cereal thing that comes in that box that looks like,
Yeah,
Looks like
just
scripture.
a straight out
Yeah.
of a Bible. But what are you going to take here? It's your turn again.
cereal mascot. So you guys all chose cartoons. I'm going to go with a real human being. Mikey from Life Cereal. Mikey likes it.
Mikey's good. I like
And
Mikey.
I grew up watching Mikey on TV. Everybody wanted to be Mikey, and I'm choosing Mikey, which
I
is a
read he
great
grew up
cereal
to
in
be
and
a
of itself.
pedophile. Just kidding.
Mikey likes it.
Oh my God.
This kid,
Mikey likes it.
This kid is the cutest kid in the fucking
Oh,
world.
he
Cute
looks
kid.
like Mickey's kid. He
Yeah,
looks
he's
like
a cute
Michael
kid.
Mario.
Can you Google?
And you see the
Oh,
commercial.
he's
it's
right
like,
there. Is that him?
And it's and,
Yeah, it's
and,
a cute kid.
No, I want to see the adult version of Mikey. There he is. That's what you
Let's
chose.
do
and for those that don't know, it's like it was in the early '80s, and it's like 2 brothers and the younger brother, and that was my life. I had 2 older brothers, and I was the youngest, and they're always clearly making fun of the youngest one, and they're like, "He's not gonna like it. He's not gonna like it." Oh my God, Mikey likes it. He likes it, and that was this national
I remember.
craze. So that's why
Mikey
I'm
likes
choosing
it.
Mikey as my mascot,
I like it.
Fair.
Okay.
a real human being,
All right. 2
because I
picks for
believe in the
Charlotte.
human
All right,
touch.
this is easy for me. I'm going adult cereal.
No idea what I'm talking about.
I'm just gonna keep on going. I'm doing adult cereal, and I'm doing Raisin Bran Crunch.
You know what? I can stand up for Raisin Bran Crunch.
What,
They're
you-
looking
Okay,
crazy.
I-
No.
Raisin Bran Crunch is delicious.
What is
Raisin Bran
wrong
Crunch is
with
very
her?
good.
For adult
no,
cereals.
no.
Plus, I'm getting fiber.
If you haven't had Raisin Bran Crunch, it's very
It's a
good.
delicious
I'm not
cereal.
ever going to actively eat raisins.
You know,
without
Oh, I
a-
love raisins. There's less sugar on the raisins. It's
in
insane.
the cold milk.
But the thing is,
Oh,
it's
so
still
good.
Whatever you're
Raisin
eating this
Bran,
with.
mostly Raisin Bran. And can I
Crunch.
just tell you, in college or whatever, when you got those boxes of cereal, those little ones, or those assortment packs where you had Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops, all terrific cereals, the last one are Kellogg's Corn Flakes and just Raisin Bran.
Raisin
No,
Bran.
because nobody
But
wanted to
that's
touch
because they
it.
didn't have crunch.
They didn't have the crunch. The
Doesn't
crunch.
matter.
Crunch changes
The
everything.
crunch
It's a
changes
different
everything. Raisin
cereal.
Bran sucks. I agree. Raisin Bran Crunch, very good.
Very good cereal.
I just think this
I'll
is
bring
such
you
a-
guys some. You'll try it.
I
It's,
think
it's
this
really
is such
good.
a strange technicality. It just doesn't even count.
It's
Both
its
of
own
you guys.
cereal.
grape nuts and raisin bran
And then-
crunch.
okay.
I said nothing about grape nuts. I'm not a raisin. I'm not a grape nut.
For my
Still
free
have to eat Raisin
agent
Bran.
cereal,
That's gross.
I'm just gonna go. It's gonna index a little bit heavy into kids again. I'm going with Waffle Crisp.
Waffle crisp.
What?
Have you ever had
Wow.
Waffle Crisp? Waffle Crisp produces the best milk you've ever had in your entire life. And also the reason is there was this video game when I was like 8 and you got to be the Waffle Crisp and you were trying to get home to your waffle world and you got to ride an ATV.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it was the coolest thing I've ever done. Yes.
Yeah.
Jungle Adventure.
waffle crisp.
And it was so
This was the highlight.
Oh my
This
God.
is so bad.
it was the best game I've ever played. It was like Call of Duty when you're 8. It was so good.
You're
And,
shooting the waffles.
Yeah, it's the best.
I like this. The cereal mascot is a little waffle who's flying into this bowl of waffle crisp, but like the look on
be eaten.
the waffle crisp's face is like, no, I'm not one of the cereals. Like I'm a living creature. Don't let me fall in here. This is terrible.
Yeah.
And that
all right,
rounds
so
it
that's
out.
your complete team. We'll review them all
After Dave.
all together.
Listen, I have the pick of the litter here, and there's a lot of different
Shit, he's
people.
gonna take mine.
And
coming here.
there's so many great mascots too. I wanted to choose Frankenberry because he doesn't have any friends, and you just feel bad for him. Just look at Frankenberry, you feel bad for him. But for kids cereal, Captain Crunch, Peanut Butter Crunch, Captain Crunch, all of it is good. But I'm going to go with one that I truly loved as a kid, and that's Fruity Pebbles.
God damn it!
Oh,
I knew
Fruity
he was
Pebbles
gonna
is a
take
great
it from
pick.
me.
Because
God damn it!
you said it makes the best milk. Your waffle crisp. I think Fruity Pebbles makes the most amazing milk.
It makes delicious milk.
And it's also something that tastes good when it's soggy, weirdly enough.
Mm-hmm.
And you know you're not eating, you're eating something that you're not going to be able to eat on the regular when you get a little bit older. This is like just kid zone.
That's a good pick. That's the best, probably kids pick.
Fruit cereals should be illegal, but we can talk about that later.
But fruit cereal, if you don't know, it also, to me, if you make food for a living, it has I think the secret essence in it is cardamom.
Mm.
Tastes
It smells a lot like cardamom, like green cardamom, and I think that's the unlock.
Okay.
We should go get some after this.
Cardamom?
No,
Fruity
some
Pebbles is so good.
Yeah, let's go out.
I mean, if you have a box of Fruity Pebbles, you're in for a treat. You know it. It's a good time.
It's always
you don't
good.
like fruit cereal,
Fruity Pebbles is so good.
but I don't think it tastes like fruit at all.
Oh,
And texturally,
but I
it's
think
one of the
that's
most
the thing.
delightful
I think
cereals.
it tastes. I was going to say electric, but that's not the word.
That's
Like
It's certainly
it's
not
like
the word.
buzzy. It's like
I don't know.
a
It just doesn't.
tingly-
It feels manufactured. It doesn't feel right.
Oh,
to
yeah,
me.
you're right.
Oh.
It feels manufactured, but all of our other cereals
I
feel
don't know.
so natural.
yours is wholesome.
I'm trying not to judge.
Why?
We don't like that version. We don't like that version of it, Kelly.
I'm trying not to judge.
Okay. I'm spiraling.
I mean, you basically have two of the same cereal.
He
Congratulations.
took my fruity okay. Captain Two Milks over here. He took my free agent off the board. I do have 2 flake cereals. If I were playing this like just very honestly, my free agent truly would be Special K with red berries, but I'm not going to. I need a little variety
Special
here.
K?
Yeah,
You're
correct.
such a come on, man.
I'm gonna go
Just choose
with.
it.
I'm
Be
gonna
real.
go.
Be honest.
No,
For
I need
once
a
in your
rice
life,
cereal.
be
Be
honest.
you,
No.
Yang. Come on.
I'm gonna go Cocoa Pebbles. I'm taking a rice, a Cocoa Pebbles.
That's good.
No, there's too many versions of a Cocoa Pebbles.
There's only one Cocoa Pebbles, and
There's
Barney
a lot of different
and,
knockoffs. So you can get different versions of it. Like I'd rather, if I'm going to go
No, I'm
chocolate,
taking
I'd rather
the
get a little bit of the
Flintstone
Reese's
branded Cocoa
I
Pebbles.
understand that. I know what it is.
But you want a different one?
No, I just think that's a lame choice.
And I think you're bad for taking it. And I think you're an inherently lesser person
You're
for
a
that.
terrible person. Okay.
Count Chocula would have been a good move.
Yeah.
Did
No one chose a marshmallow cereal, which is crazy to me.
well, the reason why I didn't is because everything outside of the marshmallows in a marshmallow cereal is terrible.
Yeah, Lucky Charms, I hate everything except for
Yeah.
the charms.
The Lucky Charms is
Count
marshmallows.
Chocula is also delicious.
That's true.
Is that a marshmallow cereal?
Yes,
Really?
and chocolate
I don't think
Cheerios.
I've ever had Count Chocula is the problem.
That's why we know you work for the Chinese government.
We're not allowed to have Count Chocula.
No, you came over here when you were like 17. You didn't have a childhood here.
Count Chocula is a dissident who's been imprisoned in China. Kelly, you have one last choice.
Yes.
It is the milk.
I do just want to give one quick shout out to Oreo O's.
Oreo
O's, you know, that little diva,
Oreos.
the white diva. That
But-
mascot is so good.
The problem with Oreo O's is what you are hoping for is a bunch of little Oreo cookies.
Oh,
in a
I don't
box.
like that cereal. I love the mascot.
Yeah.
He's just like a cool dude with sunglasses. Anyway, best milk for cereal, I'm going Lactaid in parentheses all. Can I do that?
Sure.
Because it's Lactaid.
No.
No? What the
I
fuck?
mean, that's so. You want, when people look at your choice, you want to see Lactaid.
What else?
Good for you.
I can't have regular milks. I would have taken 2%. Yang.
Lactate it up.
No. Okay, best cereal for milk. It's not almond milk. Almond milk is
Garbage.
awful.
For milk. Awful.
Oh,
Soy
milk.
milk is garbage.
Soy is bad. 2%, 1%. Skim is bad. Whole is bad.
Oh, it's very
Listen,
good.
don't let him talk you out of this. I
You
think
know
this
why
is-
oat
this
milk is
says
good?
something.
It is of itself. When you pour it in cereal, it's the same thing. That's why what grows together goes together.
When this goes out there and people start weighing in, you are going to have single-handedly captured the Asian vote here with the Lactaid choice.
Yeah, I got to go with my gut.
You got to go with
My
literally
literal
with your
gut.
gut, with your,
Wait,
Yeah.
is
your
lactate a
genetically
big thing
weakened
in,
gut.
Is that a thing?
No, there's just, oh.
I didn't know. I'm
It's
not.
like 98% of Asian people have lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
Wow. You learn something new every day. I thought it was a
All
taste
right.
preference. I
Is
thought
that-
just you
is
liked
that-
oat milk.
Is that
Also-
complete? Let's review the teams here. Let's go back to our first team. Charlotte, you want to review your team?
Yeah, we got starting at the 1. We have Reese's Puffs.
Nice.
We move into Raisin Bran Crunch, very delicious cereal. We got our free agent. We got Waffle Crisp. We got Tony the Tiger playing the 4. He's a little bit of a stretch 4. He can hit the 3.
Hall of Famer.
And then we got 1% Milk.
You got Chet Holmgren at your
We
5.
got Chet Holmgren at the 5. Homegrown. We got a Minnesota boy. And yeah, I feel it's a very solid team. I feel like we are the Utah Jazz of cereal teams.
That's like, I mean,
So
honestly, just looking at it as a
terrible.
whole now.
No, the Utah
You're
Jazz in
second
2023
worst.
when we were the best team in the league and we got out in the first round of the playoffs. That's this.
That was more specific than just we are the Utah Jazz, which is like not typically what you want to be. All right, Chang, what's your team?
Well, I have basically Allen Iverson as Fruity Pebbles.
Are you calling him Fruity?
Yeah. I mean, I have playing Chex Mix is basically Austin Reeves.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oat milk. I think that's Wembanyama. It just covers up all mistakes. It can do everything. Somewhat positionless. Mikey, that is the team manager.
It's Mike Budenholzer randomly.
Yeah. He makes sure that every time you go to the game or you watch on TV, there's somebody that makes sure they put the cushions on for the players, 2 cushions. That's Mikey's job.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then whole milk. I think that's a little. I know I'm just going to take it from them. That's a little bit like Ant Edwards there.
Mm-hmm.
High flying superstar.
If you asked 1,000 people to compare Victor Wembanyama to a cereal, exactly 0 of them would say he's oat milk.
You know what? But Dave did, and that's okay.
That's right. I agree. All right. Here are my G League All Stars. All my
Scoot
players.
Henderson.
All my players are just like, I got Mac McClung here in Frosted Flakes. He's on a 2-way contract.
But he won the dunk contest.
He won the dunk contest every year, Frosted Flakes. My questionable, this is like my, to switch sports, this is like my little leaguer who can't produce like a birth certificate. Honey Bunches of Oats is my adult cereal. How old is that guy actually? We've got, Cocoa Pebbles just fell to me. This is a legacy pick from the past GM. The Cookie Crook, the only criminal cereal mascot. And 2% Milk, the best.
You just made like a Massimo Bottura dish name.
Which one?
Your team is like the 2% milk that wishes he was whole milk.
Yeah, the 2% Milk is just regret, basically. Unfortunately, that's my team. Kelly,
Easy. Kid cereal. CTC as my 1. Gorgeous. No complaints. Crispix as my number 2. That's also an Austin Reeves. But maybe I'll say, who's another white guy who can do it all? We do love. Okay, John Stockton is Crispix, but we don't.
Outside of his questionable vaccine choices.
Crispix also unvaccinated.
Yeah, Crispix also did not get vaxxed.
The high fiber Trader Joe's cereal. That is my Jaden McDaniels at the 3. He gets the job done.
He does get the job
done. He can
done.
defend. He can play offense. Honeycomb Crazy Craving 4. He's just crazy. That's like Dylan Brooks playing 4. Just insane.
Dylan Brooks is, that is probably the most accurate comp I've heard so far. Dylan Brooks is that crazy dust
And
mite.
then my lactate pick, Yao Ming. He's the tallest Asian to play basketball.
Wait, who's the one that you love?
The short guy.
Yeah, you love the
Yuki.
He can be Yuki too if you want.
Oh, Yuki playing my short 5. Do you know Yuki?
I do know.
Oh gosh,
We love Yuki.
Okay, yep, that's my team.
There you have it. I think we will put these all up on Instagram and open it to a vote, maybe some formal fashion.
We'll definitely have a public vote, but the producers will also take a quick vote.
Yeah, okay. Let's give me a producer grade on these.
I don't know if the booth wants to join in. This is much tougher than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I think it really came down to Dave's strategy just messed up everyone else's strategy, which I adore. That switched it up. But I'm very impressed overall. I don't know, Kelsey, what are your thoughts in terms of
Insane lineup overall.
I want an A, B, C, D, or F score on each of these drafts.
Well, I mean, David is the cereal expert, so
all right.
he should give you
David Meyer, Charlotte's team. You can use pluses and minuses.
Okay, Charlotte's team, I'm giving the A-. And I really think it comes down to the milk is that minus, but across the board, that's a pretty strong 4 picks.
The booth agrees.
Yeah, I do think that Raisin Bran Crunch is an underrated. The crunch,
my
it
God.
changes everything.
Yes.
It changes everything.
He was on a bad team, and then he got a shot to start, and then all of a sudden things changed.
Yeah.
You should come to our meetings. All right, Dave Chang's double milk Mikey.
Twin Towers of double milk.
I was literally about to make that comp. Yeah,
what is
it
your
really-
letter grade for Team Dave here?
Team Dave?
Yeah, you know what? It's David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
Okay, he's got the Twin Towers here.
I'm thinking it's more like if we're going the modern comp, like you have Luca and LeBron.
Oh, yo, thank you.
Right there.
I'll take that.
Okay.
But the problem
Okay,
is,
that's
but the
not
problem
right.
is the
Wait,
rest
who's
of the
Luca?
depth
Is oat
isn't-
milk Luca?
Why is that
No,
Luca and
whole milk
LeBron?
is
That's not
Luca.
it.
No,
It's-
LeBron's whole milk.
It's 2 tall centers because they've drank so much milk. It's like what it is.
No.
What is the letter grade?
The letter grade here for me is a B+.
B plus.
Huh.
I think the plain checks is a great move if you want Michael Jordan to go play for the White Sox.
I guess they really did get rid of DEI.
Well, watch
Dave,
this.
If you had a more
Watch.
insane cereal mascot,
Watch how bad this
it
one's
would
getting.
be better.
Chris Ying's team.
Chris Ying's team.
This is when I get my draft score at the end of the fantasy draft, and it's like you are projected to finish 12th.
A good team.
Yeah, I'm actually not as down on your team as you are, but it's a B. It's a solid B. Like you pulled it out. The Cocoa Pebbles.
Listen, I want to tell you what my mom told me. There's no solid B's. Okay,
Oh.
there are no solid B's. Doesn't matter.
the Cookie Crook is a fascinating choice. I didn't know the Cookie Crook. I just know the wolf.
It's a criminal.
I only know the Cookie Wolf.
It's a
I
generational
do know the
thing.
wolf.
Yeah, it is.
Before
It's
the
a gen-
crook, it was a wizard.
Yeah, this is like you talking about like Dr. J, where I'm like, oh yeah, sure.
My Mikey thing just went way over your head.
He has
then.
no idea.
Yeah.
Who
No,
Mikey
I
is.
mean, I actually was going to be. I came in second place to be on the Life cereal box as a child at one point.
No, you didn't.
So yeah,
I was also second place.
I
All
was
right, and
runner-up.
then Kelly Meinhardt's team.
and then Kelly. First off, Kelly shouted out what I wanted to be the prize for this. Or sorry, Charlotte pointed out what I wanted to be the prize for this, which was the lightsaber
They're so good.
spoon, which
Yeah.
is true. And then Kelly came out with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I was like, okay, these people know ball. Like I knew that Chris and Dave knew ball, but they came out strong.
letter grade.
But-
Letter grade. So
If
I
were
don't
to
have
cereal.
of all the things. I need the lowest fiber possible cereal to tell you. Like,
Oh,
I don't need any help there.
I get what you're
and
putting down.
lactate wise, yeah. Like it's the opposite there too. So I'm also giving it a B, but it's just because 2 of your players are never seeing the court for me.
Man.
But somewhere else in the right fit, they're getting
but Ying and I
potential.
can't be tied.
Yeah. Give her a
I think
minus.
you can.
Give her a minus.
minus.
High
It's
five for
fine.
Trader Joe's cereal. Gets a
It's a
minus.
high fiber Trader Joe's cereal
Yeah,
gets a
it might
minus.
have to be the B minus there then. But I'm gonna make an executive decision. I think this with the prize actually makes a lot of sense.
There's a prize?
There's a prize.
There's a prize. And I think this is not in the cards, but I think we're gonna split the prize, and I'm gonna tell you why. But it might be self-explanatory.
This guy's fucking going rogue over here.
The winner is Charlotte,
Oh
but
my
Kelly gets the
gosh.
second part of the prize, which is
Is that a telescoping spoon?
It is. Oh my
Whoa.
gosh. This is sick.
Wait,
So
reach
the
into my bowl.
telescoping
It's like
Soon makes
legit. You
sense.
complete me.
That's
But
crazy. You can't.
Kelly
and
has the bowl that's separated.
This
so she
Thank
can put
you.
her
There's
milk.
functional. There's a function. There's a design flaw here. It's telescoping spoon.
You guys gotta have a really long arm.
Well, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
And Kelly's is for her to split the milk
Yeah.
and the cereal.
Charlotte
So-
can have it.
yeah.
I lost, so
We didn't even talk about spoon. Truly, it's a coon spoon is the best cereal spoon for those that don't know.
I mean, you gotta have the mouth for it.
Wide mouth.
You gotta have a wide mouth for it. A big mouth. All right, that is it for the cereal draft. We'll put it up there. We have one more cereal related piece of business to get into when
We're
we get to
gonna
the
we're gonna
MOIF.
taste some cereal, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We have young David here that's going to make us some bowls of cereal and give us a variety of different milks. And the reason I think this is a good MOIF is It's my belief, it's clear. There's no argument here that whole milk is the best milk. You know how you can actually make whole milk a little bit less whole if you want? Just add water, because that's what they do to your 1%, 2% skim milk. All they do is add water.
So
Mr.
really, my
whole
plan,
milk over
here's my plan. Then I'm just gonna get some 2%, reduce it,
Take the water off. Put it on the oven.
and pour it in there.
But I think it's interesting because if you told somebody that, for example, today we're going to try pistachio milk,
Mm-hmm.
you think most people would be open to that idea?
Yeah.
What do you mean most
I
people?
mean, most people. You guys.
I'd be open to pistachio milk.
on the coast, yeah. I love
Yeah,
pistachio
maybe on
milk.
the inner.
If I told my mom we were going to drink pistachio milk, say it. What?
No, I just think it's very funny. Just
It's a
it's,
bi-coastal milk.
it's a coastal thing.
I don't even think it's a bi-coastal thing.
You think that-
I think most people are like, no. Like I think people are really rigid in their milk of choice for their cereal. And I'm not talking about when they're on a diet or if they're trying to like not eat as much fat, but most people would not be open to some milk alternative, like cashew milk.
So I'll say this. I am open to it. I'll be honest. I am open to pistachio milk. I'm 100% honest. I'm going to this thing thinking it's going to be gross. I'm assuming it will be gross.
I think it'll be yummy.
I mean, just to Dave's point, like, I don't know. I'm just living my truth. I think it's going to be gross.
It also looks really pretty.
What is it called?
Like the-
Tashe?
Tashe.
It's from our good,
Oh, we
good
love
friend
Oatly.
Mike.
Tash.
Tash.
Oatly's great.
We've got a bunch of different milks here. These were the preferences that we collected ahead of time. So, stated preferred cereal milk.
Yes.
Just to be clear here, Dave Chang, in the universe of milks available to you, you would choose oat milk above all else for cereal.
I would hope, right? As much as I love milk, whole milk on cereal, it doesn't make why wouldn't we be open to anything else? That's what I'm trying to say. Why a cow milk goes on cereal? Why does that make sense? Shouldn't we try other things potentially?
Well, when you say it like that, it does make sense that like you would eat your oat-based cereal with milk from oats.
Oat milk is literally the same thing that your cereals are made
eating.
of.
Sure.
I think that makes more sense. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, but I do want to know, is
Nut milk makes more sense than,
that cow juice?
cow juice.
Is that would that be your number one, just from a taste preference standpoint, would oat milk be your choice?
I think it is really good with cereal.
I hear judgment coming from you in these questions, so get it out. Just say it.
No. I'm legitimately curious. Like, if you could only have one, whole milk or oat milk, which one would you pick? Even if you love oat milk as a choice, which one is one and which one's two?
I'll say oat milk for this reason. It's my belief that somebody could create, whether it's oat milk or not, some beverage that is specifically designed to make your cereal better.
And they probably should, given how much cereal is consumed in this
Right,
country. Okay.
A milk that maybe keeps there should be different options. A milk that maybe doesn't make your cereal as soggy as you'd want. They could do that. Maybe a milk that doesn't have as much carrageenan in it because it's got a lot of emulsifiers that are all naturally occurring that are non-dairy milks to give it that sort of that milk texture. But like they could change the sweetness. They could do a lot of different, they could add more protein. So a lot of the things that you could have could be done with milk. I just think it makes more sense. And I think that if you told somebody, hey, you should eat the cereal with this new cereal thing, this new like
Cereal
synthetic
dressing.
milk, I think most people would be like, no, that's weird.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
fair.
But if I put it in a glass bottle, which is why I'm surprised these marketing geniuses don't do it, I think a nut milk should be served in a glass milk bottle. I think people would buy the shit out of it. Because the weird thing on the marketing is you want like a cereal box for a kid, you want as much shit on it as humanly possible.
Right.
But if you're buying milk, are you guys the same way? If you decided to buy fancy milk, it's like almost nothing on the label.
Yeah, very minimalist.
Very minimalist.
I would, if you put it in a glass bottle, I would buy goat milk out of a glass bottle just because it's there.
It looks nice.
Because
Yeah.
I was just like, that looks nice. That goat looks happy. Kelly, your number one choice of milk's oat milk?
It has to be.
Yeah.
I
Because of the
I'm not talking about
because of
it.
the aforementioned reasons.
yeah.
Never had pistachio milk?
And then Charlotte, 1% is your choice.
It is.
Okay.
I stayed true.
So we're gonna try. I think to start us off here, we're all gonna try this
Oh.
pistachio milk.
It looks kind of nice.
Look at that color.
I thought it was gonna be green.
I thought it was gonna be green too. Instead, it's kind of brown. Let's all try pistachio milk.
Okay.
I don't think there's any reason for us to try the milk we already know we like. Let's all just try pistachio milk.
For a sample.
Wow, I'm gonna say that's sort of awesome.
Pistachio milk.
I'm hungry. I'm going to
So for those who aren't watching this, we have our sort of control here is Frosted Flakes as the cereal. Everybody is trying a little bit of the pistachio milk in it.
Tosh, pistachio milk.
Whoa.
It's nice.
You know what I like about this pistachio milk package, by the way, is the shots fired here where it's a giant label that says no added oil, unlike oat milk. Very aggressive.
It's so mild.
But it's nice. It's almost like you're eating a candy bar with pistachios in it, like in nougat.
Mm-hmm.
That aftertaste of pistachio really sort of acts as like a base.
Oh, I should have tasted this before. Was the pistachio milk sweet by itself, or is that just all the Frosted Flakes?
That's your sugar cereal.
That's just all my sugar cereal.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes are just so good. I'd eat it
pretty
with
good.
anything.
I like it.
Right?
I like it.
Doesn't overpower it. It has that end note of this pistachio flavor that's very subtle, but it doesn't taste. It tastes nice.
Mm-hmm. It's not as watery as almond milk either.
I think I'm a fan. See, like I think there should be one bottle, whatever it might be, that's just designed for your cereal.
Yeah, marketed and designed specifically to a company cereal.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys make it?
Give me a second.
Charlotte's putting the telescoping spoon to the test here.
Can I ask, was anyone else in their life disappointed when they put chocolate milk on chocolate cereal
Yeah,
and it wasn't
it's
good?
awful.
It's one of the greatest letdowns.
Yeah.
Of all time.
You want it to be good. Great gift we gave Charlotte here.
She is going to be insufferable with the spoon. at
Pretty
home.
good.
Hey, let me get a taste of that.
No,
You want it? I had to try it.
I like the pistachio milk, I will say.
It was really good.
I think the only people I don't think this is good for if you just have some kind of hatred for pistachios.
But I think it's interesting. Most people in their minds probably were like, no, you can't do that. If I said, hey, you know what's really good on cereal is cranberry juice. People are like, what? They're just not open to it.
I will say I like the pistachio milk. I liked it a lot with the cereal. This is just personal preference. I've never enjoyed vanilla flavored milks. Like I'm not into it. I don't like the vanilla one. I like the pistachio flavor of that
I think
one.
the both great action prefer the vanilla more than the regular pistachio.
Yeah, I just personally
And
don't
I
like
will
it.
tell you that this is going to be my personal cereal milk of choice.
what?
Pistachio milk?
Yeah.
You're officially changing?
Over
No.
oat?
Just moving forward. It's good to have.
Okay, let me ask you guys this.
I literally have so many different milks in my
I
fridge.
was going to
for
say,
different
how
things.
many milks do you have in your fridge legitimately?
I have grass fed. I got whole milk.
Two
We have-
separate cow
We have
milks.
cashew milk.
What do
With
you
oat
use?
milk.
What do you use cashew milk for?
I don't know. My wife drinks it. I think.
4 milks.
and soy milk.
5 milks.
Yeah.
How
Wow.
many milks do you guys have?
2 maybe. We'll have oat milk.
Well, you drink protein milk.
Yeah. I drink like the Fairlife, like I'm on a bulk. You guys can't tell, but I'm actually on a bulk, so I need my protein.
I was going to say, you've been bulking up, huh?
But like preference wise, almost always oat
Just
milk.
oat.
Just oat milk.
Okay.
See? But you're not an oat milk on cereal person.
We just never have oat milk at home. I've never bought
Don't
oat
be so
milk.
close-minded, Chris.
We currently have a problem where my wife and I both went grocery shopping on the same day and ended up with 6 gallons of milk in our fridge that we're trying to get through right now. So it's
Whole milk?
Yeah, it's a bad situation.
Well, I'm really excited that we did this. I think we covered a lot of different topics, and it's clear that, you know, the person that won, maybe the public won't vote for. Well, thanks for joining, guys.